Day 6 of the Diddy trial began with the usual anticipation from reporters, but none were prepared for the unexpected turn of events when Monique, the Oscar-winning actress and comedian, took the stand. Her testimony transformed what was perceived as a Hollywood feud into a federal matter, implicating Diddy, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Bishop T.D. Jakes. Monique presented a compelling case with timelines, receipts, audio recordings, and a truth that captivated the courtroom. Her statements, made under oath, promised to alter the understanding of the trial's scope. The courtroom gallery was already packed before doors opened on day 6. Journalists eagerly awaited potential headlines, but Monique's quiet yet confident entrance through a side door stunned everyone. Her name was not on any expected witness list. Diddy's legal team exchanged surprised glances, and prosecutors showed a newfound urgency. Diddy himself, dressed in a charcoal suit, visibly tensed, his usual stoicism faltering. Monique sat upright, her voice firm, stating, "I was asked here to speak the truth, and that's what I'll do."
Monique had long warned about the hidden realities of Hollywood, recounting how she was blackballed by Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Lee Daniels. Previously dismissed as bitterness or overreaction, her warnings gained immense gravity under oath in a federal court. The judge allowed her to read from a prepared timeline detailing her personal dealings with the individuals now connected to the trial. This included exact dates of meetings, phone calls, broken promises, and offers made in back rooms. Prosecutors noted connections to Cassie Ventura's earlier testimony, signifying that the trial was no longer solely about Diddy. Monique's second statement was directed at Tyler Perry. She described a private 2018 phone call, during which Perry admitted her blackballing was unjust. Monique testified, "He told me he was wrong. He said he would apologize publicly. He never did." Instead, Perry allegedly told her a public apology would blow back on people who weren't ready to be exposed. When asked who he referred to, Monique looked at the jury and stated, "Puff. That's who he was worried about. Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever you want to call him." This revelation suggested potential industry-wide collusion. Monique further alleged that Perry couldn't risk exposure due to too many people tied to too many NDAs. She then presented a written transcript of a recorded call where Perry reportedly said, "There are things going on that I can't be connected to publicly. We've all seen things at Puff's parties that we're not supposed to talk about." The judge admitted the transcript as evidence, pending audio authentication. This moment highlighted the chilling possibility that multiple Hollywood elites knew about Diddy's events, but remained silent to protect their brands. Diddy's defense objected, calling Monique's testimony speculative, but the prosecution successfully argued it provided context on how silence and reputation management shielded Diddy and potentially facilitated abuse. The most impactful moment came when Monique stated, "I've been to one of Daddy's parties and I left because I saw something I wasn't supposed to." She testified that in 2006, she attended a private gathering in Los Angeles, invited by a fellow actor who described it as exclusive and beneficial for networking. At a massive Hollywood Hills estate, she witnessed candles, R&B music, and guests being ushered into back rooms. She recalled seeing a woman in heels and a man in nothing but a bathrobe, and one of Diddy's assistants saying, "It's all about experience. If you sign the NDA. Monique left without signing. Following this, her phone stopped ringing for major roles, and invitations to film festivals ceased. A producer told her she was being difficult. She suspected her departure made her a liability. When asked if this experience was standard at Diddy's events, she nodded, stating, "I think it was orchestrated like a system, and when I refused to play along, I got cut out." Her account mirrored descriptions from Cassie Ventura and others, detailing candlelit rooms, camera setups, hired escorts, and luxury hotels disguised as networking havens. Monique's unique perspective as a respected actress, not a victim, who chose to walk out, made her testimony particularly compelling. Monique unequivocally stated her belief that Tyler Perry actively protected Diddy's image, calling it strategic, coordinated, and part of a larger effort to keep things quiet. She referenced the widely publicized moment of Tyler Perry donating $1 million to Bishop T.D. Jakes' megachurch. Monique characterized this as a transaction, not charity. She continued, "That church is a shield, and people like Diddy use it to create alliances that make them look untouchable." Courtroom murmurs ensued, and the judge noted the jury's diligent note-taking. Monique testified that around the same time, rumors about Diddy and his parties mysteriously disappeared from gossip blogs. She concluded, "I knew then that people were being paid, influenced, silenced. That $1 million wasn't just for Jakes. It was for peace. It was for silence." The prosecution presented photos of Perry and Diddy appearing together at a BET event weeks after the donation, suggesting a coordinated effort to protect Diddy's image. Monique then declared, "You see, I'm not afraid of being blackballed anymore. I've been through it, and let me tell you something. Silence is the most expensive price any of us pay, and we've all paid it." Monique then presented a recorded phone call in which Tyler Perry allegedly apologized for her treatment after the Precious fallout. She stated she had been telling this story for years, and now she was confirming it under oath with a transcript. "I recorded the conversation, he knew. I told him, he said he was fine with it." The judge reviewed the transcript, which reportedly showed Perry saying, "I know I messed up. You were never difficult. You just didn't want to work for free. I should have said that publicly." He then allegedly pivoted, telling Monique, "But I can't go public. Puff's name's wrapped up in too much right now." Prosecutors used this to illustrate how even seemingly reputable Hollywood elites feared the repercussions if Diddy's secrets were exposed. Monique added that Perry told her if Diddy went down, a lot of people were going with him. People that fund movies, people that sign checks. This part of her testimony corroborated hints from former bodyguard Gene Deal and Christian Keys, suggesting Diddy's influence was institutional, not just personal. Monique concluded, "He had a chance to clear my name. He didn't because he was protecting something bigger than me, something darker than anyone wants to admit." The judge ruled the transcript admissible, a significant victory for the prosecution. Monique then introduced Oprah Winfrey's name, making a pointed connection. She stated that in 2010, she confided in Oprah about being abused as a child by her brother. Monique claimed Oprah promised not to exploit it, but later featured her brother on her show right after I turned down the Precious press tour. Monique described this as a betrayal, asserting that when she questioned Oprah, she was told it was business, but Monique believed they were trying to shut me up. Monique then connected Oprah, Perry, and Diddy through their shared use of NDAs, PR crisis teams, and mutual handlers. She testified, "They all have the same people cleaning up messes." She presented a redacted email chain that she claimed she received accidentally, with her name, Diddy's name, and Tyler's name in the subject line, discussing how to manage optics. This suggested a coordinated power structure, not only protecting Diddy, but also manipulating public perception. Monique described this system as a silence machine built to crush anyone who asked questions. After a short recess, Monique calmly began discussing the list. She explained it as an unwritten but universally known Hollywood list of people you don't speak against, the untouchables. She named Puff, Tyler, and Oprah as being on this list, with Oprah having practically created it. Monique clarified that this was an invisible boundary. Criticizing these figures would immediately lead to being labeled difficult, crazy, or worse, dangerous to the industry. She found herself on the wrong side of this boundary in 2010. Monique pointed out the suspicious disappearance of actors who worked with Diddy, Tyler, and Oprah after one hit show or award season buzz. Some of them didn't play the game. Some of them said no. And then she lowered her voice and said, "And some of them saw things they were never supposed to see." The court allowed her to read a redacted statement from a former actor describing a retreat hosted by a powerful male filmmaker where phones were taken, contracts signed, and strange rituals observed. While Monique didn't explicitly name Tyler Perry, the implication created unease. Her message was clear: the industry protected secrets, not art, and the cost of truth was one's career, reputation, and peace. When directly asked if Diddy played a role in her career sabotage, Monique confirmed yes, not at first, but eventually yes. And I didn't realize how deep it went until years later. She recounted a call after the Precious campaign fallout from a junior executive at Revolt TV, Diddy's media company. The executive allegedly told her, "You rubbed the wrong people. It's not just about Tyler and Oprah. Puff don't like noise either." Monique testified that the executive hinted Diddy had been approached by Perry's team for future project partnerships, where her name was discussed not as talent as a problem. The prosecution then presented emails between a PR firm hired by both Revolt and Tyler Perry shows, discussing managing narratives around Monique, directly linking the manipulation of her and Cassie's reputations. Monique stated that her difficult label was intentionally spread like a virus, leading to automatic rejections in casting rooms. She concluded with a powerful statement, "I wasn't blackballed. I was whiteballed by Black people, people who looked like me and people who feared. More than they cared about doing, right?" Monique explained her initial reluctance to testify, stating she didn't want to relive it, expose my family, my trauma, my pain again. However, seeing the Prince recording, Diddy shouting in court, and Cassie breaking down on the stand prompted her change of heart. She described her decision as a moment of spiritual clarity, hearing her grandmother's voice telling her, "Baby, don't let them write your story without you in the room." In her final minutes on the stand, the prosecution asked about the root cause of the system of silence. Monique answered, "Fear. Everybody in this industry is scared. Scared to lose a job, scared to lose a deal, scared to lose relevance, and scared to tell the truth because people like Puff, like Tyler, and Yes, have made it very expensive to do so." She then looked toward Diddy and stated quietly, "You thought nobody would talk, that you built an empire strong enough to silence everybody. But now you're sitting in silence, and I hope you finally hear us." As Monique stepped down, Diddy was visibly shaken, his hands trembling. The gallery erupted in silent energy, signaling a shift in the trial's tide. Monique, blackballed for over a decade, had become the most powerful voice in the courtroom. During a moment of direct eye contact with the defense, Monique whispered Tyler Perry's name. You want to talk about silence? Ask Mr. Perry why I was blackballed after refusing to work for free. And then look who stood beside him at every event." The gallery gasped. Though Perry was not on trial, Monique's statement targeted the cultural system and who protected whom. "He never lifted a finger to help me, but he made calls to make sure no one else would either. Ask the producers, ask the agents, ask Lee Daniels. I've got the call logs," she stated, holding up a folder not yet in evidence. Despite defense objections, the jury had heard it. Monique went further. "I know who was at the parties. I know which NDAs were enforced. I've seen people sign them in front of me. Be grateful you're lucky to be here." She then revealed, "I have audio of a phone call. Tyler apologizing for everything. He admitted he was wrong, but he refused to go public. He said it would ruin everything." She concluded, "I'm done protecting men who never protected me." This statement was profoundly impactful, shifting the focus beyond Diddy to the entire power infrastructure that enabled his unchecked behavior. For the first time, jurors looked beyond the man at the defense table, considering all who helped him remain there.